Welcome to Cricketic. In this podcast of Dugout Deals, we are talking about the squad builders. The Cricketic started as a platform for mock auctions for cricket enthusiasts. Last year, we had our fourth season of IPL mock auction, and then we decided to take it forward by starting Cricketic officially, and then from next year, I believe a lot of our viewers can also be part of our mock auction. Last year's mock auction wasn't on Cricketic, so we will be sharing the link for last year's mock auction in this video so that you can watch it and see how we play the game and get more idea of the rules and the way you should make the team so that you can end up as a winner. Today I have with me owners of Delhi Capitals and Punjab Kings, Rakesh TN and Keyur Pandya. I was the owner of Gujarat Titans, although it was Keyur's team like Adani, but CVC Capital bid higher. So that's also a part of strategy how we try and not others people can get their favorite team. So you will love all these things. Now to start about today's podcast. Today we are going to show you the teams we have built in our last mock auction. All three of us and maybe some more owners will join us. We'll first do a critique of what the team squads look like, and then they will predict their best 11. So our best 11 gets decided based on the performance in the tournament using Dream 11 scoring and squad selection criteria. So what we will do is we will build these squads, and then by the end of the tournament, every week we will show you how the team are standings, which owner has done right, which was lacking in their strategy. And we also at the end of the tournament identify that which one of us was very accurate in building the best 11 for each team. Okay, so before we start, let me share some of the team squads and then give you some clarity on what should be there in the best 11 as a minimum criteria. Then we can open the floor for Keyur and Rakesh. So friends, we have also Mr. Varun Nagpal, owner of Chennai Super Kings and admirer of Thala with us. Although we have two admirers of Thala, but only one was able to have his team, but they both didn't buy him. Okay, let me first start explaining you what should be the squad composition. So in front of you, you can see there is a squad for Gujarat Titans. There is batsman, bowler, all-rounder, and wicket-keeper. So the rule is that there should be minimum 3 batsmen, specialist batsmen. There should be minimum 3 bowlers, minimum 1 all-rounder, and minimum 1 wicket-keeper in the best 11. After this total 8 players of a special category, you can have any other kind of category players in the 11. And overseas, as I said, we can have maximum 4 overseas. So it's fine if you have 11 Indians, but you can't have more than 4 overseas in the squad. So this is how the squads of each team will look like, and all of us will do a critique of the teams, and then we will start building the their best 11. So going back to my buddies, anything you want to talk to our viewers as your experience playing mock auction for so many years, and anything you want to talk about your experiences or any learning, then the floor is for you. Anyone can start.
I just want to point out that we already have 2 winners of the previous editions. So I won one, and Varun won one, and one was won by Jaimin last year. He's not with us right now, but he's playing the mock auction, but he's not in the podcast. So we know how it is like very close to like win. You win by like 40-50 points, and then you're like there's never a close never a bigger margin winner. This mock auction. So everyone is very competitive. So we are all analyzing each and every person, every team, every player. So it's not like we are amateurs, guys. We are all experts in this. So that's all I want to say.
Yes, sure. So yeah, like you had mentioned, right? We started people who actually do mock auctions together, and then we started with this called Cricketic, which is like a set of cricket enthusiasts, or rather I can call them cricket maniacs, and who have a common craze for the game. So this is how we built this particular team, or team as in the 10 owners or the 10 people here. And we all are united for the love of the game.
Yes, agreeing with both Keyur and Rakesh that this we started as like a fun activity, but since we are so cricket fanatics, so it's very close to our hearts. And like how the auctions have progressed in real life, when we saw starting in 2008 that people are not sure how to buy and what strategy to make, but now we see the owners are very clear and very organized and strategized in their buy. That we see now. Because in our first auction, players are going for ad hoc prices, but now we are in the third. We in our third edition, it was not the case, and our highest buys reduced by around 20-25%. So yeah, people are now more strategizing, and seeing for the value buy rather than going for the emotional buy and betting all your money on one single marquee player. So yeah.
Yeah. Adding to that, like what I've seen in the last 3 seasons was that every winner was having a very different strategy from the other one. Like there were some very focused sports, then there were some very balanced sports, then there were some which were a lot more inclined towards one specific category, be it batsman or all-rounder or bowlers. So there is just like IPL. We see like teams like Mumbai versus Chennai having very different composition, winning the tournament, and then there are KKRs and likes of SRH who also got a fair share of winnings. I think that same has happened here. And to mention, like last season, we were not expecting a newcomer coming as Jamin and won it in the very first season, because a lot of us were playing for 2 years and had a very good understanding of the game. But suddenly came, his squad doesn't look that well, but there was few very tactical buys like Sunil Narayan, who won a lot for him, and that's how the game is being played. So we have Punjab. Rakesh also had a co-owner Sai with him, and let me be very clear to all of you guys: Rakesh and Sai both are MBA graduates and very intelligent people, but they are still struggling to make it into the top 4 for last many seasons. However, this time they joined the hands and we saw a very unique strategy. So let's discuss more on it. So I'm opening the floor for each one of you, since KU started with mentioning this team. So KU, what's your view on this squad? Why you wanted it to be reviewed first?
Well, because he took away Shubman Gill from me. That's why I only remember that.
To be honest, it was like a roller coaster ride for us, during the auction, because we spent a lot in the first marquee players itself, and then we were really nervous throughout the auction. But somehow we think we managed to build a decent squad.
Can you also show the viewers what was he sold for in our actual auction so that people can get an idea?
So I am just trying to give them the flavor that maximum player you can have is 25, and every time you make a bid, there is a calculation which helps you understand ki maximum how much you can bid for one player. So let's say a team जिसने 119 crore use कर लिए and they are still going to buy 3 more players क्योंकि minimum squad size is 18. So then they can't bid maximum 60 lakh for one player. So this is how the logic works. And then there is a minimum criteria for batsman, bowler, all-rounder, wicketkeeper, as I mentioned. So yeah, this is what we guys are talking about. Out of 120 crore, 67 crore was spent only on 3 players. I looked at it as a very smart strategy, but let's hear from the owners. And before that, let's first from the owner Rakesh, and then we'll see like what Keyur and Varun has to talk about.
Right. So to be honest, like I told you, it was a roller coaster. Right. Initially, we were not planning to pay this much for these players, but in the meantime, when we were discussing, we still felt these players deserve more. Right. For example, Rutraj Gairpot, he went for 21 crores. We still felt he has the potential to go for even more. So that way, I still feel that he went for much less than how much he could have gone for. In case Rutraj would come to the auctions. In the actual auctions now at this time, probably he'll go for more.
I actually have 2 questions. One was it like you were thinking ki, okay, they will bid more and we will end up selling at a higher price to the other competitor, and that's why you kept on bidding and eventually you messed up your own strategy? That was one question. Second is, since you were 2 owners, so was there any kind of confusion that, okay, I want Rituraj, other one was Shubman, and we both needed it, so we allocated 60 crore, and that's why we got both of them, but end up paying 42, because I generally see the trend that people either have Shubman or Rituraj in their team. This was the first time I was seeing people paying for both the openers 42 crores. So one by one you can answer both.
Yeah, answering the first question, it's a mix of both, to be honest. We actually did not plan to buy both of them in our initial strategy or initial talks. But what happened was, like I told you, we still felt it did not reach their ceiling, right? So in that case, we felt he could still go for more. And if we get them at this particular price, we would not be disappointed. So we went only to that amount in which we won't be disappointed. I think, yes, it turned out to be fine. Because there was one more discussion which we had before the auctions, right? What we were feeling is that there are a lot of players with good potential and who are actually performing well and are going at cheaper prices. So we still felt, even if we go high on a particular player or a couple of players, or 3 in our case, so we still have enough budget, or we may still be able to get enough players who are actually doing well for cheaper prices later.
Okay.
And one thing which helped us was the 120 crore purse, which was 100 last time around.
Yes. But others also had 120. So I
Yeah,
think the strategy pan out well. But yeah, I think people were buying 25 crore ka one player in 100 crore. Now 21 crore in 120 is more logical. My question to both Keyur and Varun before we go for a full squad review is, so Keyur, I see generally you paying a lot for a few people, one or two, and then going with a very balanced strategy and then finding hidden gems. So do you think like spending so much for three players was a good strategy, or do you want to approve this kind of strategy, or you will never go for something like this?
I think for Jasprit and Gill, it's good enough. Like Jasprit is 25, but I think last time I got Jasprit for very less, and Shubman also for lesser than what it was right now. So I had both of these players, and he took both the players. But I still think Ruturaj is still. I mean, he gives runs or not, but that's the only part of him that's very intriguing for me. That CSK has made him captain, so maybe that is that's also the reason that he's more preferred. But I still think 21 for Ruturaj is too much. Yeah, that might have affected his other strategies. But I've also seen that he took Nihal Vadera for 4.8 crores, which is a steal for me. And
Varun, what do you think? Having such a strategy, spending 47 crore in just three players, what's your view on this?
No, I never agreed to that strategy. I never implemented that as well. I try to keep my squad more focused. I think that is one of the big reasons, like you mentioned, they have not been able to break into top five yet. Yeah, I somewhere feel it's emotional by saying Gale is one, sad but Ruturaj is not, but it's like a coin toss between them at any situation that will score 100 runs more. Because these are the two sure shot guys who will definitely score above 400. But it's just a coin toss that who ends up scoring 500 or 600 out of them after 40 matches. So you can't be sure before the competition starts who's going to end up on 400 and who ends up on 600. It can go either ways. So yeah, and then when you see at the end of the tournament, then you'll say, okay, that now this guy's a value bad, this guy is okay, he's a bit expensive. But again, going for so much amount for just three players never made sense to me. And
one by one, we can do the critics. So starting with Varun this time. So this is their full squad: batsman, bowler, all-rounder, wicketkeeper, and overseas. I think we saw that 67 crore was spent on three. So others are cheap buys compared to that. Just want to show Avesh Khan's price because I don't see many other big players in this list right now. Where is he is 5.5. I think this was a steal. And then they went for Vaibhav Arora and Robin Mins 4.4, Marco Jensen 5.25, and Rickelton 7.5. So yeah, I think they made.
I think there was a strategy between for that as well. Now Robin Mins and Ryan Rickelton are the two wicket-keeping options for Mumbai, and definitely one of them will play. So that's the strategy going behind both of them.
Okay. Makes sense. Yeah, so Varun, we'll start first, then we'll start with Keyur, and then maybe because of your critic, Rakesh can explain the rationale why he did something which doesn't suits your strategy.
Yes, looking at the team chart, like the first thing I try to identify is your first playing 11, right? And also while building up criteria of three batsmen and bowlers and one all-rounder and wicket keeper. So like Rakesh mentioned, yeah, for wicket keeper slot they are sorted out because at least one of them will play. Then on the batsman side, Ruturaj and Gill definitely play. Then Nehal Vadera, not sure how much batting he will get because he bats down the order. On bowling, yeah, two bowlers we are fixed. Jasprit and Avesh Khan, they will play the tournament. Then Vaibhav Arora also plays, but again, he's a bit in and out, same with Mayank Markande. So then that is a bit dicey situation. But then again, he has overseas players who will play, I think. Marco Jensen will definitely play. Santner will definitely play. So yeah, two good bowlers there. Then Sam Curran depends on Chennai's pitch and strategy. So yeah, I think those three and Rickelton are the four players I'm seeing as the foreign guys who will play for Rakesh. So he has got bases covered there. And then all-rounders also, I'll say, not very big names, all like your local guys. So one or two popping up here and there. But if I see on a playing 11 level, I'll see Ruturaj, Gill, the wicketkeeper, Bumrah, Avesh, 5, and then your overseas guys, maybe, so 8 players. I think 8 strong players. So still, I'll say a bit lacking as compared to other teams in the competition. Yeah.
Okay. So out of
8 short players, which will play. But yeah, let's see how the IPL unfolds. Yeah.
So out of 10, if you have to give it a number today, how many numbers this squad has?
6.
Keyur, what about you? And we will be having 11 creation after this. So we can take.
Oh, just a review.
Yeah.
Okay, then I think a lot will depend on Jasprit Bumrah's availability because he's not playing starting few matches due to injury. So I don't even know if he'll play the whole season or maybe the back end of the season. Or maybe some miracle will happen. Mukesh Ambani will somehow treat him and make him right on pills and everything. But apart from that, I think Ruturaj Gill and Nehal Vadera will be playing as his batsman, wicket keeper. I think Ryan Rickelton would be the one who is keeping, and when bowling comes in Avesh Khan, Rabora and Markande. So yeah, that's the thing, because if Jasprit doesn't play, they are short a bowler, because I don't think Markande will play in the playing 11. So it will be all on Avesh Khan and Babarora. Again, Babarora, if he's playing all the games or not, we don't know. So that's a pretty big concern in the bowling department, that he just have one Avesh Khan till Jasprit Bumrah shows up. So that's the only concern. Other than that, he has all rounders also covered. Bowlers, I think maybe Faruqi is a bowler, but yeah, he's not going to play in the 11.
So only bowler for him in overseas category is Chamira and Fazal Farooq.
Yeah, so I think bowlers is a big concern. He just has Avesh Khan. Other than that, all rounders is covered. And yeah, Santner will play. Randy Curtin will play, and Marco Janssen, not sure, but he'll play. Other than that, everything is covered.
How many points out of 10?
I think just because of the bowling part, I will give them 8 out of 10.
Okay.
But other than that, it's a pretty good squad.
Okay. So before we go to Rakesh, here is my take. So see, what I have seen, although it can pans out in both the direction, either very balanced squad where every player contributing to the team wins, or there are there are instances where 2-3 great numbers and then pretty average from the rest 6-7 players also wins. So I have seen like there are times when teams didn't even have 11 or even 10 players in the squad when it comes to best 11, and with just 9 or 8 good numbers, players having good numbers, won it. So I think the strategy why I think if Jasprit plays is quite good for them is Gill and Rituraj are the probability of any one of them having a bad season, and by bad season I mean less than 400 runs, is pretty rare. Both opens, both are the captain of their team. So that's why I think if there is a list of 10 or 15 players who are going to be the most impactful in the auction, Rituraj and Gill are there at the very top, and the same goes for Bumrah when it comes to bowling. So I think that way there is still a good chance that they can turn around this time. But I think overall there are two bowlers, Avesh and Vaibhav. I think because of impact player role, even Vaibhav can play most of the games. So if Jasprit is fit, they have a very good Indian power for bowling. In batting, I think they lack one more proper batsman from the squad. But two players, I think, are going to score more than many teams' 3 players also. So I think that way it's fine. So I think they have a fairly balanced side, but a major chunk of their success will depend on Jasprit Bumrah's availability, is what I feel. So I would give it a 7 out of 10, because I think they are walking on a very thin margins. If just one of these good players injures himself, there are very limited options who can make up for it. But if all of them perform at their top, they can be the next winner. So yeah, Rakesh, what you has to say about your squad and the points we raised?
So what I was thinking, I'm able to relate to what everything you said, and a lot of even we are sweating over the fitness of Jasprit Bumrah. It is going to be a little bit tough if we are not able to see Bumrah play for 10-12 games. Probably he'll miss the first three to 4 games is what we hear, but we are not sure about that. So yeah, Jasprit Bumrah being available is something which we hope will happen. But yeah, that there's a lot depending on that. But apart from that, you see, what we felt was now we need if we are going for 3 or we're going for 3 batsmen, right? We wanted to have 3 proper batsmen, and proper as in who will definitely be playing the game, right? We felt Rutraj and Shubman, no need to give any facts about them at all. But again, Nehal Vadera has done really well for Mumbai over a period of time, and they did. I think even during the auctions, they did want to get him, right? So that is one thing. They did for Namandir, and they actually wanted to keep Namandir no matter what. So this can also signify that Namandir is part of their plans altogether, and he will definitely be in the starting lineup. From that, we wanted to cover a lot of all-rounders, specifically with respect to foreign, because we are almost all our batsmen and all our main bowlers are Indian core. So we wanted to get a lot of foreign players who are either in the wicketkeeper slot or the all-rounder space. Right? And moreover, when we were looking at the list of wicketkeepers, right, everyone went for Quinton de Kock or anyone you name them, they went about 10. And Ryan Rickleton came way after almost everyone got. So we wanted to wait for Ryan Rickleton to get get him.
Out of 10, how many points you want to give him?
I would say 8 if Bumrah is fit for a lot of games, but if not, then I would still downgrade it to 6.57.
Okay. Okay.
Also, I need to point out something that this Punjab Kings doesn't have even single Australian.
Yeah, so now coming to our next segment. So looking at the squad, you guys have to predict the playing 11. So okay, starting with you.
Neil Ruturaj, Rickelton. Then fourth, I guess. Yeah, Nihal Vadera, he has to sub in anytime, so fine, Nihal Vadera. And Naman Dhir. Again, I'm going with the points and not going with the team, how I'll play it, so that's totally different. And then Marco Jansen and Sam Curran and Marco Jansen. Avesh Khan, 1. I don't know about Jasprit Bumrah, but like, fine, you can write Jasprit, but I don't think he's going to be available for half of the season. And also, we need to point out to the viewers that we only calculate the 14 games and not the playoffs
Agree.
in our points.
I missed that part.
So, even if he's available for the last part of the tournament, he won't be useful for Rakesh. So, yeah, that's the thing. And also bowler Vaibhav Arora and Santner.
So this is the top 11 for KU. Rakesh, any changes you want to have?
Well, more or less, I will be choosing these. But one thing I'm expecting is that now, you see, CSK are going to miss Tushar Deshpande right now that he has gone to Rajasthan Royals. So probably they'll be looking for an Indian fast bowler. So either it can be Anshul Kamboj there, or they anyways have the left-hander.
So whom will you replace for Anshul Kamboj? And in our list, he is an all-rounder.
Probably Vaibhav Arora. We need 2 bowlers or 3 bowlers.
We need 3 bowlers.
3 bowlers. Then we'll have to go with these bowlers. We have Santner, and I think there is no scope for changes here. It should be exactly the same.
Varun, yours also same?
Yeah, sure. Same team. I think.
I guess I shouldn't do it so critically so that everyone is the same.
No, because there is no scope. That is understood. So.
Yeah, I have
if Bumrah is injured, then there is scope. Then some other bowler can come in.
So guys, Faizan has also joined. And everybody, Faizan is the owner of Lucknow Super Giants. Right now, for me, I think Gill, Rituraj are sure shot. Rickelton, I am also putting him here. Then I think as a batsman, there isn't any option. So even if Vadera plays one game, he will be there. Then Naman Dhir, as Rakesh mentioned, Mumbai was keen, and in absence of Bumrah, they will have place for Indian bowler. So obviously they will have him. Jensen again should be there. Santner is there. I think personally that Curran may not get enough chances, and DC has Mitchell Stark. I'm not sure how many games he will play. So I am thinking Chamira could be the 4th overseas from this team, or could be Faruqi because Archer is there.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure which one of 2, but by point wise, I think Faruqi can make a bigger impact. That's why I'm adding Faruqi here, because we can't have 2 names, but there could be Chamira also. So that's the difference. Then I think Avesh and Vaibhav can make the 11. I wasn't sure about Jasprit's availability, but still, even if he plays half of the game, he will be making the team, and we can have maximum 6 bowlers or 6 batsmen. That's why I'm just adding Bumrah in the 11.